Hi everybody, I hope you're all well. So I did a Facebook Live on aging. Now I wanted to do a video, and that is for two reasons. Number one is I'm still quite nervous doing Facebook Lives, a bit of pressure. So I felt like I lost a bit of structure, and I didn't really know. I was kind of getting a bit messy. So I thought doing the video, I can have more takes than I want. But number two is I wanted to get on my Instagram as well as my Facebook to reach all of my audience. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about in this video. I am going to talk about different forms of aging around the subject over the next few days. But today I'm going to talk about what aging is and the impacts of aging, so what causes aging, and talk about the symptoms of them. And then my next video, I'll be doing the products we recommend and also talking about what collagen is, what hyaluronic acid is, and going more into detail on the build of the skin. So I'm going to be talking about now the two impactors of aging. So the first impact is obviously genetics. We're all going to age. You can't stop it. It's what's going to happen. But what I need you guys to know is actually only 10% of your genetics determines your aging. Actually 90% of your aging comes from environmental impacts. So I'm going to go through those because it's so important. We obviously can't treat your genetic side of it, but we can change your environmental impacts and really help to slow down that process of the environmental impact of aging. So I'm going to go through what that is, and it is environmental. So the environmentals are broken down. So first we've got sun, which is a big one, and this attributes to 80% of your aging, so a massive amount. So this is the main one that I'm going to talk about today. Then your other ones is smoking, your diet and alcohol, stress and sleep. So I'm going to start off with sun. So we have three forms of rays, which is UVA, UVB and UVC. Now UVB is what causes your burning. UVC doesn't reach the atmosphere, so we don't even need to worry about that. But UVA is the most dangerous, and the reason being is that we don't see it, and it's all year round, and it can get through things like windows and stuff like that. So it's really important that we understand what UVA does to the skin. So UVA, what it does is it actually goes down to the dermis of the skin, which is the deepest layer, and it actually damages our collagen and our fibroblasts and our hyaluronic acid within those cells, which means that it stops our cells functioning properly. It not only causes cell mutation, but also causes the cell to change its shape so it can't work properly. And a lot of the time, this can actually cause the breaking of your cells and your collagen, your fibres, so they don't work as well. So it's really important that we understand how we can obviously slow this down. Now, the main thing is that we do protect our skin with SPF, but the correct SPF. So it's really important you're using an SPF which also protects you UVB and UVA, but has high levels of antioxidants in. Now the rad from Environ is amazing, and the reason being is it really does target that UVA side of UV rays, so it really helps to reflect the UVA away from your skin, but also it has so many antioxidants in it. It's a really powerful antioxidant. It's going to stop those free radicals really damaging the skin. So in terms of other environmental impactors, this product is absolutely amazing for. And now it's really important you're not using high chemical base levels of SPF. The reason being is that UVA is just going to have a reaction with the chemicals and still cause cell mutation and still cause damage to the skin. It's just not worth it. It's really important that you are careful with the sun. And I know everyone wants a tan, but you can fake tan. And is it really worth it if you're then getting aged skin? Because if it was me and I had to choose a paler skin but using a fake tan, or sunning myself in the sun but getting severe aging, I would much rather that I actually protected my skin and didn't overuse the sun as such, and protected it correctly, and use a tanning home care product. So the second other cause is obviously diet. When I'm talking about diet, I'm talking about things like alcohol, sugar, dairy. So obviously it's really important that we do have an all-round healthy, balanced lifestyle so that we can make sure that our skin's getting what it needs. Now, it's a complicated one. A lot of people come to me and say, oh, I drink lots of water, or I have lots of my 5 a day, stuff like that. You need to know that your skin is the last organ to get anything, and by that time it's very, very little. Especially nowadays, our food, we don't know how much vitamins are stored in each one. For example, I spoke in a previous video, there was a research done in Canada with 2 oranges that grew next to each other. One of them was full of vitamin C and the other one had no vitamin C. So we don't actually know how much our fruits have nowadays. So it's really important with this that you are using a supplement, a multivitamin, good quality supplement, not a cheap one from a supermarket, to make sure we are getting what our body needs, not only for our organs, but for our skin to provide that overall health. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is sugar. So there's something called glycation, and what glycation is you know, when you get aging, you get like the crissy-cross effect of aging on your skin. Now, what this is when the sugar actually attaches itself to a collagen fibre and causes the cell to mutate and change its shape. And this is when we get that crisscross effect of wrinkles on the skin. Now, this doesn't mean that you have a lot of sugar, because some people just don't digest it very well. So it's really important that we are aware of how much sugar we are eating. And I will go through products in another video about how we can tackle this problem. Now, another big one is sleeping patterns. Now, new mums are going to feel this one, and I'm going to explain why. And obviously, I know this is a really, really hard one to tackle, but again, I will later on in another video talk about how you can treat this. So when you sleep, your cells renew themselves, they re-energize, they rejuvenate, all the nutrients you've had in the daytime go to your skin and really feed your skin. Obviously, if you're not getting that sleep, then your cells don't have that time to regenerate. So a lot of the time, that's when you start experiencing really dull, really like lifeless skin, and just really kind of hasn't got its firmness to it. And this is because you're not getting the sleep to really help the cell metabolism to renew itself and really re-energize the skin. Now, this is a really hard one that if you're a new mum especially, but if you aren't a new mum, then it's really vital that you do take that time to get the proper sleep that you need. Now, I'm going to go out over the 2 last factors, which are smoking and pollutants. So I'm going to talk about smoking first. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, it'd be amazing if people wouldn't smoke. It's obviously not good for you, but I'm just going to tell you about the impacts of smoking on the skin. So when you do 1 puff of cigarette, you are releasing 3 trillion free radicals to the skin. Now, free radicals, they stick to your cells and they eat away them, they damage them, they mutate them. So 3 trillion just for 1 puff, that's an enormous amount. So it's really important, if we can, we need to either reduce the cigarettes or we need to stop the cigarettes. And if you can't do either, then it's really important that you do look at products to protect your skin as much as you can, which I will go over in a separate video specific to smokers. And this is where you get that really dull look, that yellow skin, and just doesn't look nice. The pores are open, the skin doesn't know what it's doing, it's so confused. So that's why, if you are a smoker, that's why you'll be getting those. And realistically, the easiest way is to stop smoking, but I will recommend some products. The other thing to note is that when you smoke, 1 cigarette will get rid of 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C from your skin each time you smoke. Now, vitamin C, we don't hold on to it in our body, so it's really important we have daily consumption of vitamin C. But what vitamin C does for the skin is it's a protectant, so it not only stimulates collagen, but it also helps our current collagen to stick together better. But it also protects the skin. It's a really good anti-inflammatory. It really helps to tighten up your capillaries. And when we smoke, not only do we deplete the vitamin C, but it also restricts your capillaries, which means you're not getting much oxygen to the skin, and that can also relate to dullness of the skin and anti-aging. So it's just to note that, when you're smoking, you need to be having more vitamin C to make sure that your skin's being protected correctly. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about is pollutants. So we are around pollutants all the time, especially if you're in cities or you take the train to work or anything like that. This is a really, really good one just to listen into. So pollutants, obviously, we have less oxygen in the air, which means we're not getting as much oxygen to our skin and more carbon dioxide. But also we pick up the pollutants throughout the whole day and they stick on our skin. So this is the point where it's really important, not only are you wearing a very good skin makeup, not a chemical-based makeup, but that we're cleansing and toning correctly. Now, let me just put this thought to you. Would you mop a floor before you've hoovered it if there's stuff over the floor? And the answer, I hope 100% of the time, is no. Now, you need to think about this to your skin. If you're using a cheap cleanser or cheap face wash that just isn't getting anything off, and then you're putting that moisturiser on top, how are you going to expect it to go into your skin? just a question to put to you guys. So it's really important that you're cleansing properly, but also protecting your skin properly from the environment, and I will be doing another video on that. So I hope you enjoyed your videos on the reasons around aging, and I will talk about more in detail. But if you have any questions in the meantime, or you want a free skin consultation to create a plan that's directly for you, then please do get in touch, and I'm more than happy to help.